Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us today. Great stuff so far this morning. As mentioned, Ben Edwards. I'm with Sandler Partners. We are a TSD, which is an acronym most of you have never heard of, at a DSO. It stands for Technology Services Distributor. It means that we help DSOs, we help organizations, large and small, to find, source, implement, and manage various technology solutions. We work with hundreds of providers. We work with tens of thousands of customers. Like I mentioned, big and small. It could be really large, like JP Morgan Chase. Last year, we helped them with 4,000 international locations. They needed to save about $28 million a month in spend. Can be Nuvia, can be Specialty One, a couple other DSOs that we've worked with. And we can go all the way down to a single location. I'm here with Ethan in the back. This is our first time here, but we're just so grateful for the opportunity and the partnership. So thank you so much. This is how we help organizations. And for those of you who are not DSOs in the room, you can also pay attention because we can help you similarly in this regard. Best-in-class solutions is important across the technology stack. I think we've heard some of that earlier today. Working on savings, I think that is paramount. We've heard the theme for DSOs that you've got to control EBITDA and always delivering value. Across the technology stack wheel here, this is where we really are a lot different than everybody else in the room. It's network, so that connectivity that keeps your DSO up and running. The phone systems, the contact centers, the cybersecurity. You can look at Ethan and myself, you can look at Sandler Partners generally, and we're there to align with each organization uniquely with their own technology path and help them with their journey, solving the problems that faces them. You gain a lot of flexibility with us. But what we're here today to really talk about, and yesterday, and again, I head up our CX and AI practice, is artificial intelligence. We've had some great affirming stories. We loved yesterday's keynote, really appreciated the tone that was set, and I think a lot of us have followed it about, hey, it's not too late. Don't be fearful about AI. I think we heard that again from Wes this morning and really appreciated that. We're here, though, primarily because of this crazy adoption rate. It took 16 years for us to get to 100 million phone users. You can see that internet, 7 years. Facebook, which is ubiquitous, has 4 billion users. And then we see ChatGPT from OpenAI only took 90 days. They now have, I think I just was reading, 700 million monthly users. Off the charts, this adoption of AI. And some other market observations for us, if I point it correctly. Anthropic, another one out there. They just closed another huge, massive round of money. Gartner, that industry analyst firm, has now their second year of a conversational AI Magic Quadrant. That didn't even exist before. They had to almost define the terms for us. And I think all of us wish that we had invested in NVIDIA way earlier than any of us possibly did, because their stock is crazy, and that 4.15 trillion is, I think, more than the GDP of like the 50 countries that are from like size 15 to 50 or something like that. It's bonkers what's going on here in the industry. And I have a couple fun stats that I don't think anybody has used just yet. I had to get rid of that 95% failure rate one that West used because it's fearful but true. So U.S. Chamber of Commerce, in one of their surveys this year, 58% of businesses are already using Gen AI. That shouldn't surprise any of us here in this room, that's why we're here. And 60% are saying that it's going to help. That's good, that's optimistic. We see Thomson Reuters saying that organizations with AI strategies are going to 2x their growth. I think West and the previous speaker mentioned some similar momentum there for us. But what I want to also mention is that this is just the beginning of the wave of CX investment, AI investment. We're going to continue to see this. Forrester talks about that. I wanted to give everybody just a sense of like, where else is AI, especially because a lot of the DSO folks here, there's AI outside of the DSO specific space and the ecosystem that we've been so heavily focused on here. So a couple quadrants here for you to look at. AI that's helping agents. This is some of the most exciting stuff for us and our buyers that we work with. AI is in real time. It's helping providers, it's helping agents, it's coaching them, it's surfacing answers, it's telling them what to do. I think we can skip over the AI that helps patients, that's well covered, plus somebody following me. Knowledge. I think this is one of the topics that we haven't yet hit on, and I'm gonna build on this one in just a little bit, but knowledge is foundational for AI models. And then lastly, AI is something that you can also build. We've got some great examples of AI that is product. TrueLark's outstanding, so is SuperDial, et cetera. But some of the DSOs are large enough, they have enough complexity, development shops, et cetera, that they may want to do some custom AI development. We can help you with that as well. Let's talk about this knowledge AI. I think of two primary use cases here, the patients, but also the employees. So EX, employee experience, it's an acronym we don't use too much. The patient one, I think, is pretty clear. We've heard some examples today, and we want patients to be able to self-serve. We want them to be able to get answers. We want them to be able to have consistency. I think that this part is really key. If a patient starts a journey with you on the website, if they then move to a phone call, if that then gets deflected to a digital text message, and if there's maybe an email confirmation, all of that is what we call an omni-channel interaction with your patient, and it's really important that you, the DSO, have full visibility into that customer, or in this case, patient journey. And so knowledge AI is really helpful for you there, but let's talk about the employee experience. And I've got a case study here at the end I'm gonna finish with that talks about this really well, but hiring employees, very difficult. Retaining employees, training those employees, really difficult. When we were working with North American Dental Group, we went from 100 to 400 locations back in the day. We were there in Pittsburgh with them, training them on their contact center technologies. Those agents just churned and churned and churned. It was really difficult. We lacked this technology back then to really empower new employees faster. So knowledge AI, it's gonna give you the better decisions and continuous improvement. I think that that's a little bit of that black belt stuff we heard earlier. And I think I got one more interesting and different topic here, which is AI readiness. So all of us have been cautioning the DSOs, don't plunge in, take your time. Building on that a little bit further is this relatively new concept called AI readiness. And it's the opportunity for an organization to do a lot of what Wes was mentioning. Let's build a strategy. Before we go out and we say, hey, we're gonna so quickly log in and activate some great SaaS platforms and start doing all this wild stuff, we need to bring in some experts, unless you're so fortunate to have them in-house. And what we wanna do is avoid those costly mistakes. We want to talk about and figure out what is the ROI that we're charting. I think Wes really did show a good example of what a consultancy like his can do. And there's a lot of opportunity for your organizations to engage Wes, engage with us, other providers like that, and we can really make sure that you're gonna get the most out of your AI strategy. So what does it compose? The key things here are the business goals. And I think that that's been a clear message the last 2 days. Data quality is paramount, and somebody that's coming up after me is gonna talk some more, the Radiant folks, about data quality. So I'm excited to hear about that. But that process alignment and then also the change management, these are the things that say, hey, AI is great, whatever we're trying to do, but how are we gonna use it in our unique business? Because each of the DSOs, you are unique. Some of you are huge, some of you are small, some of you are going this way, some of you are going that way. And you gotta really understand where is that journey going that you're trying to take. So AI readiness, it's one that I wanna leave you with. Here is my case study. So we worked with a DSO recently, 25 locations, so kind of on the smaller end of things. But their challenge was that, like most, patients were really frustrated. They're having inconsistencies as they were starting to scale. And the staff were still in that independent model. Each doctor got to run their own thing, which is wonderful. But now the DSO is starting to scale, and they needed to find some consistency. And so what we did, we came in and we deployed Knowledge AI. Knowledge AI didn't actually tear apart the individual doctors and their practices and their knowledge. It, in fact, just unified it. So we were able to say, hey, these 3 practices groups, you've got your SharePoint of information over here, et cetera, and all these repositories. Bring them together. And then the Knowledge AI is able to broker the right answer So when a patient comes into that website, asks a question, it's able to say, this patient, this practice, that answer. This patient, that practice, that answer. And then the employee experience one was also really important for that DSO, a single portal where they could go and contain all of their information for their employees so that they could have a single source of truth. You can see some stats down there at the bottom. Great outcomes here. 30% of inquiries get resolved, 50% faster onboarding, a really good, and I think a unique opportunity for the DSOs in the room. Think about Knowledge AI. Well, thank you for today. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.